Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dipender Singh, and I am an image consultant, a corporate leadership coach, and a public speaker. Welcome to the eighth episode of Race Ahead in Life. Our endeavor in this entire initiative is to create an ecosystem of learning, knowledge, and achievement. In this eighth episode, we are bringing you a special guest, a guest that we have not brought earlier in the series. In the earlier episodes, we were bringing you people from various walks of life who had been either entrepreneurs or authors or public speakers. In this particular episode, we are bringing you somebody who would not nourish your mind only, but she would also give you tips to nourish your body. Because I totally believe that a healthy mind can only reside in a healthy body. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest for tonight is Charu Luthra. She's Charu Bhardwaj, and she is a senior nutritionist. She is a metabolic balance coach, and she's also a wellness guru. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Charu Bhardwaj. Charu, thank you so much for joining in and taking out time for this amazing.
Thank you, Deepinder, for introducing me so well and having me on this kind of a platform, which I never thought of we be doing. But thanks for pulling me in.
Uh, Charu, it's been a long time. We've known each other. I have trained under you. I totally admire your work in the past. Uh,
Okay, thank
I
you.
really believe if somebody could have been a really appropriate person to have come over on this show and given us the information about nutrition to have been you. I really appreciate and admire the work that you're doing. Um, so you are a
That's
senior
good.
nutritionist now, Charu. Where did it all start? How did you always wanted to be a nutritionist, or did you just happen to stumble upon being into this course? How has been the journey? What has been the ups and downs, and what are the various milestones in between?
Well, yes, it's a long story for me actually. Because honestly, when I was studying, when I completed my studies in nutrition, I was really not sure where I want to go. So when I, because nutrition is a kind of a field which has so many diversified subfields in this. So one can be a therapeutic nutritionist, one can be a clinical nutritionist, one can be a weight loss manager, or maybe you can work in public health sector, or maybe you can work in NGOs. So there's a lot to do, but I was actually not sure where I want to go and what actually suits me. So I started my career. I think now it's more than 12 years, and
Okay.
initially I just got this opportunity to work in a weight management clinic. I don't want to take the name, but yes, it was one of the renowned one. And I started my journey. I learned a lot from there, but it was primarily on the selling skills, I will say. So I learned all the selling skill type, which was not something I was looking for at that point in time. So fortunately, I got this opportunity to work as a lecturer in a college initially,
Okay.
which was
Okay.
kind of a very challenging role for me because I was from a girls' college and I was supposed to teach a batch of 50 boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and that too not in Delhi, it was outskirts in Kurukshetra somewhere. So I actually told my parents, okay, give me 5 days. I really want to try this challenge. I really want to take up this thing and let's see how it goes. So on day one, actually, I was very nervous before entering the class. and I was not sure what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say. But after 1 hour of that class, I was more confident.
Okay.
So then day two was much better. Day three was even more better. And after 5 days, I told my parents, okay, I'm not coming back. I'm really enjoying this knowledge sharing session. I'm really
Hmm.
enjoying the company of the students and the
Yes.
colleagues because I was getting to learn a lot, the ambience, and it was so lively working in the college,
Hmm.
obviously. So it was giving me something actually at that point in time.
Hmm.
So I worked there for some time. I really got to learn a lot from people around, and also was enjoying. Same time, I was enjoying the company of youngsters again. But then I already had this urge to learn. So,
Okay.
which took me to take another challenging role as a corporate nutritionist.
Hmm.
So, I worked as a corporate nutritionist with again one of the celebrity dietitian, I will say, in Delhi.
Okay.
And I got to work with so many corporates where I was meeting people. I was again a challenging role. I was meeting the directors, to heads of the companies to talk about wellness and health of the people. I was used to give talks. Plus, I was also doing food and nutrition audit for government and private sectors. So
Okay.
I traveled all across the country for that,
Okay.
and which was again quite an experience, again a milestone for me, and I learned a lot. I gained so much, and on the same time I was utilizing whatever I learned in past. I was implementing that on field, and also give me confidence of traveling alone all across.
Hmm.
So same time, then I again uh, my urge of learning popped up,
Hmm.
and I want to try something else again. So
Okay.
in the meanwhile, I also got an opportunity to work as a content writer with some ad agencies and that. Also, I got the chance to work as or got a certified as a metabolic balance coach. So this is a German program basically, and honestly, I'm a second metabolic balance coach in the country.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, and I'm really
Okay.
thankful to my mentor for that. That
We
she
have a novelty amongst us.
so now we have many, but I was the second. My
Okay.
mentor was first, and I'm second. And
Hmm.
this program gave me a lot. It
Okay.
gave me confidence in this field. Plus, it made me learn, and also at the same time, it helped me share my knowledge and help people to overcome lifestyle disorders. So the kind of feedback, the kind of positive response I was getting from people was amazing. It was quite satisfying for me. So with this I learned, actually I also understood myself, that where I want to go, what I want to do in my career. So this is
Hmm.
something coming up. Also, I worked in a company, nutraceutical company, where it helped me to understand the other side of nutrition, because these days the adulteration, the quality of food we are getting, so amalgamation of the nutrition, the general nutrition or maybe the basic nutrition with supplements is surely a future. So again, a learning for me, but yes, on the same time, I know where I'm going and what I want to do in my life. So that is all about my journey.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Uh, Before we go into the other question, I also believe, Charu, that you are a mother now. You recently got married, and
Yes.
you are a mother. You recently became a mother. Uh, how are you coping up with that, along with work and family, and now being a mother? What is your message for women who find it challenging, uh, balancing between both being a mother and a working professional?
That's a very common question and very relevant question actually.
It is.
So honestly, it's a challenge. No doubt, it's a challenge. But if you practice, if you have control, it's not difficult. Also,
Hmm.
it's all depends upon the willpower, your willingness to do something. Actually, so balance in life is very important. If if you are entering a new zone, if you're entering or into a new kind of a life, that doesn't mean you are going to leave the past. So you
Okay.
have to amalgamate everything and to bring balance to it. So yes, when I started my office again post my this pregnancy leaves, initially it was an emotional moment, but then I learned that this is part of life and everybody has to go through this journey, and it become easier day by day. At the same time, now I will say because of this situation coming up, this lockdown period, again it's a challenge for most of the women in the country,
Absolutely. Yeah.
especially because of no domestic help and being a mother, being
Right.
a wife, and also an employee. So initial 1 or 2 days was again challenging, but now I have balanced it out again. So I know I have a schedule. I know what to do when and how to cope up with this kind of situation. So one should be adaptable, I guess. Say. So
Okay.
always saying no or getting scared of something is not a solution. You have to find solution. You have to be calm, I think.
So basically, our attitude should be
Yeah,
solution driven rather than problem driven.
exactly, exactly.
You should be finding out solution rather than focusing on the problem. Great, and people like you, women like you, are truly inspiration for other women in the world. Charu, you know, as a nutritionist, I'm sure you come around a lot of people who neglect the importance of nutrition. People overlook the importance of nutrition in the health sector. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, I will say this is the situation I've seen from a personal experience. Yes, people do neglect, but in today's scenario, I will say I believe that people are more conscious these days, honestly,
Okay.
as compared to 5 years, 10 years back. But the
Hmm.
problem is not that they are conscious, and the problem is the source of information. So I've seen people, what they are doing is they are checking stuff online, internet, and getting a lot of generalized kind of a content.
Hmm.
And with that, what happened is that may be true or may not be true for them, because every individual's body is different. So if you are saying something or something is mentioned online, it can be helpful for you, but it may not be.
Right.
Okay, so for example, I
Hmm.
will take a very small and basic example which is happening these days, or it's very common. And you also must have seen people say if you want to lose weight, you should have lemon with honey in the morning, empty stomach. It's going to help you cut about that calories.
Right.
But I've seen so many people who are not able to have lemons or anything sour because it's affect their throat.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so it's kind of a side effect, you can say, of taking that, but people don't understand. So it's not common for everyone, but yes, it's going to affect few. So how you can generalize the information? Okay. Second, I will say we have seen there's so many people, or maybe you have heard about dietitian and nutritionists who done like 1 month or 3 month or 6 month courses. They are coming up
Hmm.
considering themselves to a dietitian and
Hmm.
imparting information to people, giving knowledge to people, which may again, it's a question mark, I will say.
Okay.
So we are knowledgeable nutritionists, or being for being getting this tag. We have almost worked for like 5 years in this field. We have learned for 5 years almost now, and we have experience also. And because what you study is very different from what you actually implement on field.
Absolutely. Correct.
So during this time, I also learned that people who are doing such kind of courses and imparting knowledge are actually doing wrong to public, and public doesn't know about these things. They feel that okay, she's a nutritionist, she has knowledge, she's telling me something and it's easy to follow, let's do it. That kind of attitude people have. But on the long run, maybe after 5 years, after 10 years, when they have some health issues, they will even then they will not realize this could be because of the what I did in 5 years, 10 years back. Because nutrition is something which is not going to give you going to affect you overnight or after 2 3 days. It's a long
Right.
it's got negative effect on the long run.
Correct. Right.
So that's the reason. Even I have seen some dietitians, some doctors we are giving maybe noodles or chow mein, something or burgers in their diet. So I'm not saying
Okay.
having these things is always wrong. Occasionally is fine, but you should know what exactly needs to be given and at what
Right.
time and how to balance out everything. And if you're giving that, what else should be incorporated or how to make it more healthy?
एक्चुअली वो एक वो याद आ गया, नीम हकीम खतराए जान, वो वाला मेरे को फेज याद आ रहा है यार.
Exactly,
इज दैट व्हाट
something
यू
like
ट्राइंग टू?
it's
हाँ.
very
हाँ.
common. It's very common in
Right.
India, and we have very fat diets prevailing, and a lot
Hmm.
of people spreading wrong information, I will say. So
Right.
association is working on that, but right now that's the situation. That's a sad part. Yeah.
Right. So basically, what people should now understand is that they should look for information or suggestion or advice from the right people, and the people who have at least some kind of a professional degree in
Health,
nutrition.
yes.
Only those people are well versed with the A to Z of nutrition, and only they can be the right expert to suggest something which
I will
has
say
more efficacy to
authentic
it.
suggestion and more
Absolutely.
practical situation suggestion they will be
Absolutely.
giving you.
Absolutely. And what I could also draw from here, Charu, is that uh, there is no cookie cutter approach in nutrition. There is
Yes.
no cookie cutter solution. So if say lemon in honey in lukewarm water is good for me, it would not be good for everybody.
Yeah.
It might not be good for everyone. And same is for example, nuts. Nuts in general are very good, but people who have allergy to nuts, they would
Yes.
not be able to
True.
uh, draw the benefit out of nuts.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
and that is where people like you come into place, who can help people with the right advice. And whosoever is watching this show, please understand that whenever you go to a nutrition, first of all, when you want to seek advice on nutrition, please go to a nutritionist, somebody who is a qualified nutritionist,
Yes.
somebody
Yes.
who has a professional degree. So
Yes.
please do not waste your time, do not waste your money, and please do not sacrifice your health just to save a buck. So please get in touch with people like Charu. I will share Charu's social handles once we make this post available, with this video available to people. So please reach out to Charu if you want to have
I would
some
say to me or
genuine advice.
any genuine dietitian or
Genuine.
nutritionist.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Charu, coming to a very pertinent question that has been going around, and people are more intrigued in knowing the solution to this question is, uh, in when we are forced into this lockdown, right? There are a lot of situations where we are seeing ourselves trapped, right? Whether it is on the profession side, whether it is on the family side, whether it is on health side, whether it is on, so various sides we are feeling entrapped right now, right? And people are looking for an escape route, right? So how does nutrition play that important role? What is the role of nutrition during this lockdown for people in and around the world?
So, well, this is very important question at this point in time. I will say, even fact, we have seen there are a lot of jokes or memes surface around the internet also these days about
Right.
gaining weight during this lockdown. And once this lockdown will be over, people will be it's difficult to move out of the doors, and all those WhatsApp jokes are
Right.
there.
Right.
Yes, it's a challenge, and people keep asking me, even people around me keep asking me, we are in this situation, this is so challenging, how to lose weight, I'm not able to do that, I'm not motivated. And then females especially, because they are in kitchen, they are working household chores and everything, taking care of the child, and then husband demanding a lot of variety in food because they are feeling bored and they want to have something. So
It's
it's a
so good.
challenging situation, yes.
Right.
But I will say we can take this in a positive manner. It will can take this as an opportunity as well, because I have seen people who keep on, because now it's a time when people are watching videos online and they want to munch, they want to binge, and they want to have something, okay, so which is going to help them enjoy their movie, or maybe out of boredom they are eating. But on the other side, I have seen people who really, you think that this is an opportunity and we have to utilize it. So to answer this, I will say we need to understand that why it's important, why nutrition is important at this time, and what will happen if we don't take care of this part, and how we can take care of this. So when I say why it's important, because we need to understand, even a lot of researchers also say that people who are overweight and obese, they are more prone to infections because their immunity is compromised.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, because with this weight gain, with this obesity, this thing, there's a lot of comorbidity factors also there. Comorbidities are there, like hypertension, diabetes. So, which is very common and makes you more vulnerable to infection. So, COVID-19 again, this pandemic again, it's a kind of infection. So, viral infection which can impact to these people more, I will say.
Right. Right.
So taking care of the health at this point in time is very important to boost your immune system. Doing a little bit of exercise, taking care of the right kind of nutrition will definitely help you overcome this. So when I come to what will happen if I don't do it, so it's another very tricky question, because I've seen people like these days, a lot of psychiatric issues we must have seen coming up. People are
Right.
feeling depressed, people are feeling bored
Absolutely.
at home. So they think then everything is going wrong around them, so what if they gain couple of kilos? But what happened is they enter into vicious cycle. So they start eating out of depression, they gain weight, and it goes beyond their control, and they get more depressed, and they start eating even more. So to
Hmm.
break this vicious cycle, so again we really need to focus on this part. So I'm not saying cutting on your favorite food, but right way of eating is the solution. So now I come to the solution part, which is very, again, which is what is people looking for these days. So I will say honestly, I am a firm believer of law of attraction. So I
Okay.
believe if you, the affirmations, I basically say affirmations bring a lot of positivity, and also willingness to take care of yourself. So if you start accepting your surroundings in a positive manner, you will feel more motivated.
Okay.
Okay. So if you can bring that willingness in you, you will take this challenge and start taking care of your health, your body, because at the end of the day, this, if you remain fit, it's going to help you in a long run. And it's not difficult, honestly, especially in this scenario. If we take it positively, I've heard people telling me in a normal routine, people telling me, okay, I can't go to gym, I can't go to walk because we are in a lockdown situation, I can't
Right.
go out. But that doesn't mean you can't do anything at home. There's a lot to do at home, especially now we don't have domestic help. So household chores we can do, and which can really help us shed off some weight. Apart from that, people don't understand that from the daily routine, normally when you were going to office, your energy expenditure was a little higher than what you are doing it now. So you also need to adjust your energy intake or calories intake, I will say. So that balance is not there. If you
Right.
can
Right.
adjust that, which is good. If you can't adjust that, at least you have to do little exercise. So I'm not saying to do like a 1 hour or strenuous kind of a thing, but at least maybe like a 10 minutes up and down the stairs. Maybe you can take some break in between your online videos or working or whatever you are doing, and maybe move around the house, do some tidbits around. You can do that. Also, it's also important that if you uh, stop eating while watching TV or using mobile, because what happens is we don't understand, our body doesn't get the signal of fullness during this time. So it's
Okay.
always good. The
Mm.
mindful eating we say. So when we say mindful eating, it's always good to keep a balance, I will say. So when you
Right.
are eating, it should be in a calm, enjoyable family time you should be giving, so that end up eating more than required. Also, there are other ways also. Maybe if you want to do it more planned manner, maybe you can do like 20 minutes of Zumba, or maybe you can put on some music and do household things, as I mentioned earlier. So this will help you. And it's better to do something on a regular basis than to do once in 2 days or 3 days on an alternate basis. So do like 15-20 minutes every day, that will help you more. So apart from this, what we can do is we also need to understand the portion size, the quantity we are having.
Okay.
So sometimes
Hmm.
what happens is people pick up a wrong size bowl and they put their food in this, and which looks like it's a perception, it's too less. So if we pick up something a raw, I would say a right size bowl where we are looking at the bowl is full, and that give a perception that I'm eating enough. So that perception thing you have to play with your mind also. Okay, so that means
Right.
controlling the mind, I will say, not exactly playing, but controlling your mind. That's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Mm-hmm.
Then also, if you can eat, I will say, because being a metabolic balance coach also, so we always say that eating protein first is the rule of metabolic balance. So when
Okay.
you eat your protein and veggies first, what happens is your stomach feel loaded up with food, because with protein intake you get of a kind of a hormone coming into your body which is not responsible for fat storage, called glucagon, which is responsible for the not responsible for fat storage. So that help you in some way that it's not storing the calories you are taking. And
Mm-hmm.
also on
Mm-hmm.
the same side you feel full having those kind of a food. So apart from this, I will say if you can add some kitchen herbs like onion, garlic, ginger, which is readily available, and this is going to again help you to build up your immunity, also to fight with infection. So we have seen, even you must have heard about ginger, which has been used to treat so many ailments from ages now.
Right. Right.
So ginger again is very important because it has antibacterial, anti-viral properties which help you fight certain infections.
Right.
Also, what you can do is maybe you can take a ginger herbal concoction in the morning or herbal tea kind of a thing in the morning to boost your metabolism. Also, you can take cinnamon water, which is anti-inflammatory. Also,
Right.
you can take apple cider vinegar or lemon water again, as I say. But I will say people who has some problem with the sour thing like apple cider vinegar or lemon should focus on other things, like I mentioned, maybe wheatgrass water, maybe moringa water. That will help them overcome this allergy factor also and improve their metabolism. And also these kitchen herbs and spices which I'm talking about is also giving them essential vitamins and minerals which is
Okay.
required at this point. So we are talking about, I always talk about macronutrients, but we tend to forget about the micronutrients. So vitamin and minerals
Okay.
also are present in these things I'm talking about. And turmeric,
Mm.
if you have heard about, even turmeric has
Of course.
curcumin, which again has
Mm.
antifungal property. So
Mm.
which is right food for at this time again.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Also, we should load up our food with some fiber, maybe a brown rice or whole grains, or maybe
Right.
oats, or maybe fruits. So this again pep up your metabolism.
Right.
Again, one thing is very common. People tend to forget about water. They, so it's, I will give you a simple tip. What you can do is you can fill 1 liter or three bottles in the morning and have this target of drinking that throughout the day. That you should finish it by end of the day basically.
Correct.
So
Mm.
at least you have minimum required quantity in your body. So keep hydration is very important factor to be taken care of at this point in time. Especially the weather is also hot and humid now. So it's
Right.
important, and now some people have switched on ACs, so that takes away a lot of like
Moisture.
moisture from body.
Correct.
So mindful eating and drinking is important.
Right.
Again, one more thing what comes to my mind is normally what happens when we eat, start eating, whatever is present in front of us, we want to finish that, which is a good thing, but best is to put that much in your plate
Hmm.
and make a rule that I'm going to eat this much and then I will wait for 20 minutes.
Okay.
So during that time, maybe you can walk and talk with your friends and family. And after 20 minutes, normally a body gives a signal of fullness. But if
Okay.
it's still not coming, if you're still feeling hungry, then you can pick up, you can grab some fruit. So which
Hmm.
will help you overcome or taking any things or anything which is not good for your body.
Hmm.
So, especially owing to this corona thing these days, the coronavirus is putting a lot of stress and anxiety. So, we
Hmm.
should be controlling ourselves, especially, we should not be indulging ourselves in uh, so eating because of depression, out of depression or stress. So, we should control that. So maybe if what how we can do is if we can keep healthy food ready in the morning itself, so that whenever you are feeling really hungry, you grab the cooked healthy food instead of something like chips or breads or whatever is available, readily available around
Right.
you.
Right.
So this is another way you can do it, and also including less of sugar and salt in your food will help you in some way. I have another problem with people these days. I am speaking especially people. What they're thinking is if they can skip a meal, that help you curb calories, but that's not true. What happen is this is affecting them in two ways. Firstly, these people end up eating even more because when
Correct.
at the end of the day they are feeling more hungry and they do understand they just want to dig into food,
Right.
uh, and also it's going to affect the metabolism. So the sluggish metabolism is
Correct.
going to impact in the long run. So these are the small tidbits
Okay.
if they can do it, and I don't think these are so tough. Even if you have already mentioned that I am also in that phase of shedding of weight because it's a post pregnancy kind of thing. So I'm also implementing these things. It's not something which I have not. I only share things which I'm already implementing. So you should
Correct.
be preaching only those things which you have already experienced.
Correct.
So that's the idea of sharing those
Uh,
things today at this platform.
Good. Good. Uh, Charu, you've probably covered everything that a person would like to know from a weight loss point of view, from a nutrition point of view, especially in the COVID lockdown. And it's not just a few people who are really interested in knowing the information. It's probably the majority, or especially people who had the habit of going out for work and they're now trapped. Inside the confinement of their home. Uh, and I guess that covers a plethora of information all around. Before before I let you go, there were a few questions that had come my way from the viewers, and I've chosen one question. If you would, it's so nice to answer that question. Uh,
Sure.
there is a confusion in the number of meals we should have in a day. Some people say that you should have three meals, and these three meals should be very good. These should be a very potent and very fulfilling. The other set of uh, notion is that you should have either five or six meals in a day, and they should be less in quantity. Now, the modern world is divided in these two theories. Now, I
That's
would
true.
like to, yes, absolutely, because the old school still believes that we should have three fulfilling meals, and the new school says that we should have five small meals distributed throughout the day, or six meals, or some of them also go around and say seven meals, two of them being liquid diet. What is your point of view. Now, I would not say that this is something that is it's a universal truth, or nothing can be a universal truth,
Yes.
especially when it comes to eating.
Yes.
Nothing is biblical. So, what is your take on this, and what do you suggest as a coach, as a nutritionist, wellness guru? What is your take, and what would you suggest?
It's an interesting question actually, and I honestly I am coming across with these kind of things a lot of late. And yes, world is divided between two kind of theories, but honestly, again, as I said earlier, every individual is different. So if you ask me, how I go or what I believe is it totally depends upon my patient. So as I mentioned that I am being a metabolic balance coach, but I have also done some work in Ayurveda. So Ayurveda
Okay,
nutrition also I worked in. So yes,
okay,
Ayurveda always say to have three proper meals. That's what they believe in. So this is what is requirement of a body, and even metabolic balance also says to have three proper meals and no in between snacking. But in spite of this, I will say it depends on per individual body. So every individual's body is different. We have ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph bodies. So sometimes having three meals is good for few, and having five meals, small frequent meal, is good for others. So again, it's a role of a nutritionist, a qualified nutritionist, have to check all the parameters of the patient. So
right,
I personally do the Ayurvedic check also, or I also check the reports, blood reports, and also the overall the psychological health of individual also I take care of.
okay,
So taking these three parameters, I decide what kind of plan suits to this person, because there's no one rule, as I've mentioned earlier, and you have accepted that. So yes, there's no one rule. If a person is habitual of taking like five meals, and suddenly I tell him to have three meals, so psychologically it will be very difficult for that person to accept it initially. So with some motivation or some help, we do it, but it's not always easy. And especially people who are already depressed, telling them to do in such way is not going to help them. They
right.
will stop working in this direction. They will stop thinking about their health, and they indulge even more into food, because
Hmm,
it's a
hmm,
human nature. If you say no to something, so you want to do it more.
hmm.
So so we have to very careful. We have to check the psychological health of individual to understand what kind of a plan should be given to what kind of a person. So that's what I believe in.
All right, right. So wonderful. So I guess uh, before we could decide as to what is the number of meals we should have in a day, it's better to consult a qualified nutritionist. All our blood reports and psychological reports, and maybe the X-rays, and all those sort of things. Charu, thank.
I will not say psychological reports, but yes, when we talk to a person, we do understand at what
Hmm,
level he is, what he is
right.
feeling. So because it's
Yeah,
more of a counseling, nutrition
correct.
or dietitian, being a dietitian, it's more of a counseling. So it involves nutrition plus psychological counseling. So both
Absolutely,
ways we work
absolutely.
on. It's a
I
holistic
understand.
method.
I
Yeah.
understand a lot of people do a lot of stress eating,
Yes.
and they involve themselves, they indulge themselves as an escape from their frustrations.
Yes.
Eating is kind of a relief for them, you know.
Yes. For some
So
time, yes.
yes, yes, and I understand that. So you guys are doing a great job. You are bringing health to this already shaken up world. I guess in the last 100 years, we have really moved away from eating in a good manner because of rapid industrialization, and also the fast food chains coming up. Uh, Thank you so much, Charu, for taking out time. It was an absolute eye opener, especially for somebody like me who still indulges in a lot of binge eating. I try to hold myself off. However, Punjabis are the real foodies in this world. However, I guess going forward, this particular episode will be a stepping stone for a lot of people who would take nutrition seriously in their life. Thank you so much for joining us, taking out time from your busy schedule. I know you are a mother, you also are a working professional. You have a lot of things on your plate. I really appreciate your time, and I guess in the future, if there are more opportunities where we could probably have you
Surely.
on another platform where we are looking for more information. We would love
Surely.
to have you on the show. Thank you so much. And to all of you who are watching this, please be very careful in what you are choosing to eat, because this body and this life only comes for once. We should take it as a temple, and we should not put everything and anything, especially garbage, into our bodies. We should, if we offer the best of the things at a temple, we should also offer the best of the things to our bodies. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining in. Thank you so much, Charu. It was lovely having you. And until another episode, which would air on Tuesday next, which would be the 27th, 20, 28th. So we'll look forward to your company. Thank you so much for joining in, and have a
Surely.
lovely day.
Surely. Thank you for good, nice words. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.